This video is titled Drake Culture Vulture Ways Exposed. Let's get straight into it. Make sure you guys like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into this.
The crazy part about Drake saying you rapping like you trying to get the slaves freed, that he proved Kendrick right the whole fucking time. This whole battle, Kendrick has been giving Drake surgical assassinations of his character. The main one being that culturally he is not black. He merely is an actor in our culture. Exactly. And then Drake gonna get on this record and sound like a fucking frat boy? Black Messiah, but you knifing up a mixed queen? Nigga, you're mixed! Literally. Acting like reverse racism is real, talking about unless you don't want to be seen with anyone that isn't blacker than you. Drake. Oh my God. This is exactly what Kendrick has been saying from the jump, bro. You don't get this shit, bro. No, he literally don't get it. He don't record and say some dumb ass shit like this. Bro really has a white man's understanding of racism.
That's crazy. And that's fact. That's a crazy. That is a wild ass way of putting it, but that's literally like straight fact. That's just straight facts, chat. That's just 100% fact.
He thinks Kendrick is being racist. Really, he's just saying that you move to this culture as a white man because you're not even invested in black culture as a whole. You don't speak on no real shit. You don't do no real shit for the community. All that shit went over Drake's head because he can only meet Kendrick at the level of his own understanding of race. I don't think Drake can ever come back from this, for me personally. What do y'all think? Who winning?
Who winning? How about this?
Who won?
Take a look at this young lady. This is how I feel every single time
I over.
Think about this mess about who's winning.
Nigga, bomb. Let me see you push a T. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. What is it, the braids? I think niggas like him should die.
Was it the braids?
I don't wanna hear you say A minor. O-V-ho.
Tell me that wasn't you. O-V-ho. Okay, fine, let's get back. Because this girl actually, she gets into a dissertation. Check this out.
What happens when you lack it? Am I about to DEI a rap beef? Yes, keep up. Let's talk about it. If you were surprised Drake is being called out as a culture vulture, you haven't been really paying attention to what's been happening within Black culture over the past few years. Black people have become very aware and very vocal and verbal about gatekeeping the culture and revoking invites to the cookout that were being given away for free. Not only being given away for free, but being given to people who were mimicking aspects of Black culture, being able to do Black dances, being able to rap, do, you know, these silly, oh, she gets an invite to the cookout. Here's where Drake comes into play. Yes, he is a biracial man with a Black American father. However, Drake is not of Black American culture.
Thank you. Like, man, that's the perfect way of putting it because he wasn't raised here. He wasn't raised by his Black side of his family. He was raised by his Jewish heritage. That is a Jewish man. Jewish. He's not Black. Yeah, he has a Black father, but culturally, inside, he isn't.
Drake.
And there's a lot of niggas that's like that. There's a lot of niggas in the boule that's like that. Yeah, we gonna speak on all that. A lot of these yellow people out here acting crazy.
Has no cultural literacy or understanding of Black culture or respect for Black history. Black
and I don't want that to come off like I'm being like colorist and stuff like that. Like it's not. It's the game that they are playing. And we got to understand that we got to stop letting them like tiptoe around that shit. Because that shit is like really lame.
The Black American experience, which is why he was able to get on a track and use slavery, American slavery, as a bar. Drake hasn't changed. I imagine Drake is sitting somewhere very surprised he's on the receiving end of this backlash because Drake hasn't changed. What's changed is the appreciation of Black culture. And when I say appreciation of Black culture is actually not a correct term. What has changed is the understanding, the appreciation of Black culture that we are seeing within society over the past few years. We are now more connected than ever. We are able to connect with one another on social media. And not only are we able to connect with one another, we see the ways in which our culture is being appropriated and not only the ways in which Black culture is being appropriated, but people are profiting off of it in a way Black Americans are not able to. This is in front of our face every single day we get on this app, and Black people are pissed about it.
Exactly. And then they try to make it seem like we don't have a right to be. Like somebody hopped in my comment section because I was talking on this topic, just got to be in his racist little self and said, this is why I hate you niggas. That's what he said. That's why I hate you black people. I ain't gonna say he ain't say nigga, but he said, this is why I hate you black people. Because we calling y'all out on the shit that y'all do. And then you openly admit that you hate us. But my thing is like, my God, you was in my shit watching. Was literally watching my stream. You came in and was here for a minute watching me, and then because you wasn't liking what I was saying, you said, that's why I hate you black people. But you sure was trying to, again, appropriate my culture, though. Use me as entertainment, though. Like, come on, this shit weird.
As a creation, it was birthed from Black American culture, Black American struggle, the Black American experience. When you have somebody like Drake, who is not only not of that culture, but has no respect for or appreciation of that culture, and is the top grossing male rapper in the culture, or in the genre rather, that's gonna piss a lot of people off. It's not of it pissing a lot of people off. Drake never came into
because it's been pissing me off for years. That's why I've been so excited that all of this shit is becoming a light and that this is happening, because it's like, come on, why are we acting like this nigga isn't like a Ken doll rapper? Like literally come with the perks of being someone else, but just sucks the fuck out of our culture and actually promote more violence and he's a cancer to the black community. He literally is, because even down to the people who he has helped get on. That's my main problem with him. And then they try to make it seem like Kendrick don't help people, this and that. Of course, he ain't trying to help nobody who's gonna fucking do crimes and win gang activity and shit like that. Motherfuckers trying to put on positive energy, moving positive vibes, but they keep on with this bullshit.
Music paying homage or giving respect to the rappers who came before him. Drake doesn't have an appreciation of Black culture outside of the ways he can use it to cosplay a rapper and the ways he can use it to enrich and benefit himself. That's where his issue lies, because there's a difference between appreciation and appropriation. We've been seeing the same type of appropriation from Drake since he got into the game, but there is an increased appreciation for Black culture and an increased desire to protect it and respect it, and that's where Drake is getting messed up, because he is not respectful of Black culture at all. Drake doesn't care about Black people. Not only is he not respectful of Black culture, he does not seek to educate himself, and there is no literacy there, there is no competency there, there is no understanding there, and there is no desire for any of that to happen on Drake's behalf. What we're seeing right now with Drake and Kendrick Lamar is a perfect example of cultural competency and what happens when you lack.
And that's exactly what Kendrick exposed. But you know
she
what?
said that shit beautifully, didn't she?
I don't think y'all realize how much Not Like Us drove home Kendrick's point. Kendrick Lamar has pretty much been calling out Drake and others who benefit in cosplay from Black culture.
I love that they saying cosplay. That is so beautiful. Literally been cosplaying being a nigga all this time. And it's like, I say that Drake is literally like portraying blackface as a black rapper. Like he's how can I explain this shit? Because like, I get it, Drake is half black, but that's not how he's doing it. It's like he was created in a fucking lab to be a fucking COINTELPRO artist. That's he has all the credentials to be a black man, but his allegiance is to the Jewish people. If that makes sense.
Speaking, African American culture, okay, that is a very, very
if it makes sense
part of this entire thing. And up
I hope that
Not
makes
Like
sense
Us,
to
they
y'all.
were pretty much going tit for tat, okay? You throw a friendly jab, I'm gonna throw a friendly jab right back.
Right
You
back
talk
at
about
you.
my crew, I'm gonna talk about your crew. Oh, now you want to talk about families? Okay, bet. Oh, so I gotta.
All these ads is crazy, and they thought I was gonna watch a 20-second ad. Is sick as fuck.
Did you know that the best way to make an extra income on Amazon is not by setting up an online store?
So I got an illegitimate 11-year-old child. Well, your son not yours. Yeah, your child not yours at all. Oh, I like to touch on little kids. Okay, bet. You be beating your wife. Yeah, you be beating your wife. And don't misconstrue tit for tat, theme for theme, for bar, because I feel like Kendrick is the clear winner in all of this, but I digress. They were pretty much keeping up with each other as far as like the theme of song that they were making, until we got to Not Like Us.
Yeah.
Once we got to Not Like Us, Kendrick drove his point home by literally going home. That man made a West Coast banger. Like, look at this right here. Look at this right here.
OVO.
And I'm not saying others aren't going up to that song because I feel like the entire world is. I'm on the north side of Atlanta. That's my anthem right now. What are we talking about? Stay with me. About to bring it all full circle. They were going theme for theme until Kendrick took it to his culture. And Drake couldn't do that. And this is no shade to Toronto, Canada. I'm not saying y'all don't have a culture. But what I am saying is one of the biggest rappers in the world, globally, is a Canadian man. And gun to head, outside of Canada, we don't know what a Canadian Toronto rapper sounds like.
Thank you. We only got Drake and Tory Lanez.
Cosplaying as a Houston rapper sounds like. Cosplaying as an Atlanta rapper sounds like. Hell,
thank you. Thank you.
Sounds
we
like.
only got Tory Lanez.
Tell you what a Canadian Toronto rapper cosplaying as a Houston rapper sounds like. Cosplaying as an Atlanta rapper sounds like. Hell, feeling like he's from Memphis. I can tell you what that
same thing with
like.
Tory Lanez.
As far as what the Toronto sounds like, the rest of the world, we can't tell y'all that. That's crazy.
That's why.
And what I love most about Not Like Us is when Kendrick took his point home, when he took it back to his culture, the West Coast, he told Drake, and don't you dare step foot in Atlanta when you respond to me for this. Because no matter how much you love to pretend, you're not from there.
Yeah, period.
Exactly. But you know what? I found this young lady. She's Canadian. And she gives us an insight glimpse into why Drake is so disconnected from the culture.
You guys go and check out Tisa Tales. Man, she be coming with all the facts, man. I really grown to appreciate her channel for real.
And now she says a lot of Black Canadians might be like that. If you are Black and Canadian, let me know if you think this is all cap in the audience, in the comment box. For right now, just listen and hear me out. It's not an excuse. It's an explanation. I think that can explain a lot of Drake's weirdo behavior.
So the whole world's talking about this Drake-Kendrick beef and the diss and how it escalated now. I think there was a shooting last night in Toronto at Drake's house, and I don't particularly have an opinion. I'm from Canada. I was born and raised in Montreal. My parents are Congolese. And the one thing I wanted to address or to talk about is the Canadian Blackness identity. That's a bit like, that can get a bit weird. Being raised and born in Canada, if I'm talking about my own experience, I can say that my Black identity is something that came much later. Like, I didn't have the concept of a lot of the civil rights movement, the this and the that, and like the understanding of the ecosystem, because unless your surroundings, your friends, your family are actively teaching you about Black history, and by Black I mean like the wide, like Black history, not just like I'm from Congo, I knew the Congolese history, but from a Blackness racism perspective, Canada does not do a good job at all from an education system, and I'll talk about Montreal in the French system, at exposing us to that reality. The first time I heard about the civil rights movement, I was all the way in college. I was 17 years old. And people were talking about a lot of things that just did not exist in our ecosystem. It was just not part of the culture. There's a lot of like different things that get talked a lot about, like language, French, English, being born in Montreal.
And that's a conquer and divide mentality that they use on us. Like if we in a different area, in a specific area, they teach us differently. And that's fucked up because then when we meet each other with these cultural differences. Even though we have a lot of the same things going on, you know what I'm saying? We can, you know what I'm saying, come together on certain topics. We don't understand what each other have went through, and that is purposely done so that we can look at each other and be like, why are you mad? What you mad for? What are you mad for? You don't have an excuse to be mad. We went through this and we went through that and we went through, and when we all collectively have been being fucked by the same people. So that's the thing that, you know what I'm saying, is crazy to like, now that's why they trying to shut down TikTok and like platforms that they don't control, because we are connecting. We are telling each other things. We are able to put pieces together and come together as a community. And that was the last thing that they wanted.
Like concept of race and what it actually means, and the history, like Black History Month being celebrated, and like even like the transatlantic slavery, like the whole concept, like it didn't actually hit until I was much older. And that's just because Canada does a really good job at erasing and presenting.
Because even Canada itself, it's like Canada moved out all of the indigenous people that live there. And it's like literally that's a fake society. Just like the United States. This is like a fake, these are fake imaginary societies that literally are built on the legacy and the foundations of the indigenous people that lived here. And they try to make them seem like they were savages. That's why I don't even like saying Indian. I'm not an Indian. I am an indigenous Black man from America. And I don't even like saying Black, but these are terms that they gave us. I'm an indigenous man. I am an Israelite from the tribe of Judah here in the United States. Not nothing else. Not none of that other shit that they trying to say. Because it's a lie. It's to get us to keep being their slaves. If they gonna call me everything but my God-given name, it gives them what they call authority over me. But no, the only one who has authority over me is the Most High God of Israel.
And there's not a lot of like, in Montreal that is, back 20 plus years ago, good concept of like Blackness in history. So I relate to Drake, like honestly, like when it comes to like this whole like just understanding hip hop and relating to it, and just understanding what does it actually mean to be Black in this side of the world. We face racism before we understand the concept, and then comes all, you know, the layers of it, colorism, tokenism.
Then don't speak on it and move like you can run it then. And that's my problem with Drake.
For me,
you're not hip hop, bro.
Got exposed.
You was exposed to it, and you should have
like,
been
I guess,
humble. Drake stopped being humble a long time ago.
What you like, as much as I feel roasted when y'all are roasting Drake for not having, for tokenizing, for being a culture vulture, I feel as a Canadian Black immigrant or whatever, I feel like you're.
But like, the difference between you and Drake is, and I don't want to say this in a certain way to where again it comes off as racist, and the only reason it will come off racist is because this is the narrative that they try to drive when we speak on this. It's not that Drake is Black in Canada. It's the fact that he's Jewish. And he's in an industry that is mostly Black-led to keep it in a certain stagnant place so that the people within it don't grow, don't come together, that it's all this bullshit that's going on in the industry so that niggas can be at each other's throats. That's what his purpose is.
Up to 4 live games
and he's fulfilling, and he is fulfilling an agenda. Damn, I'm fucking all the way up here. He's fulfilling an agenda for a specific people. That's what we have to call it as.
For tokenized.
That and nothing else. I get what she's saying, and I can appreciate how she can, like, this is what I was saying before, that TikTok and other spaces like that, like the internet. We use these spaces to try to understand each other. And my thing is, I never understood that standpoint until she just said that about Canadian black people, you know what I'm saying, who deal with that. But Drake has a deeper problem. It is who he's mixed with, and these are people who are in charge of things, and they try to throw rocks and hide their hand, and they are running this imagination land. And they would do anything to keep running imagination land because that's the only thing they would be able to run. Because when shit come to the order it's supposed to be in, the true people who's supposed to run things will run them.
Thing for being a culture vulture, I feel as a Canadian black immigrant or whatever, I feel like you're like personally attacking me. And like,
that's crazy.
I know I'm not alone here. And I hope I'll find my people.
You shouldn't be. And I hope she watches this video because you should.
It's not her fault. We're not born in the U.S.
We're not against you,
sis.
sis.
Close to the U.S. The history is a bit different. The societal makeup is a bit different. It's very ambiguous. They don't talk proactively about what happened. It's not like in your face. It's very hush-hush and hidden. And honestly, I don't think that if we weren't so close to the U.S., we would get access to a lot of that information. So, you know.
Right, I thought they was getting taught that shit. She said she didn't start learning that shit. She get to college.
She did a really great job experiencing why Drake is so conflicted and really is cosplaying.
Yeah.
But that said, and I appreciate her sharing that, and I understand the burden, but Drake don't get no pass.
Thank you.
At the end of the day, Drake is not only cosplaying, but he's centering himself. He wants to be the loudest voice in the culture. And he's
it's not respect. Thank you. It's not respectful.
No respect for the culture. He has no love for the culture. He has no care for the culture, which is why he could call us slaves and think it was
exactly.
He don't understand. He don't know. Again, I understand the plight Drake and many like him might be going through in Canada. And yeah, you get sympathy until you come and center yourself in somebody's culture and use that as a way to degrade them. Y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later.
Yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section because this topic is about to be brought up a lot more, especially with a couple more things coming to light. The conversation is already going. And I feel like it should have been going a long time ago. Like when Kanye first said what he said, even back before, just look at the chain of events that's been going on over the last couple years. It's all coming to a head this one. So I feel like, man, a couple more mic drops need to happen. But once those mic drops happen, we gonna see what happens, man. We gonna see what happens. But if you guys like that video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe up and hit the notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. And let me know down below, how do you guys feel about Drake being a culture vulture? Do you think he is or not? With that being said, that's it for me. KingMarcell out. Peace.
When the pain grows, anything goes. Devil is alive, looking for the prize. That's eternal life. And bringing the chains in my mind. I'm talking real peace of mind. That's something money.